Hi, you're face to face with Shell. How are we doing out there? I hope everyone is staying safe and you're well. I'm hoping by telling you some of my or our travelling stories, they'll help to cheer you up a bit through these really difficult times. I'm going to carry on with the theme of castle chaos. And as I've mentioned before, it was a chateau in France where me and Chris done a workaway. And briefly, Workaway is it's all over the world, and it's you give your hours and your time and your skills in exchange for food and accommodation. It's a great way to travel, well, when we're able to travel again. And I'll put a link in the description to the video if you want to check out more about what Workaway is all about. So we'd been at the chateau for a few weeks, and it came the time for one of the original members to leave off this season. And he had a whole host of travel arrangements all planned. And the night before he was due to leave, Chris had said to him, now you would be better to make sure everything is sorted for your departure, because he had to catch like trains, buses, ferries, whatever. He was going further into Europe, excuse me. So he really needed to leave on time. And, you know, we had seen how Castle Chaos operated, and nothing ever ran smoothly. There was also someone else leaving that day, along with the excuse me, the original member, but he was still going to work with the host, but he was just going to work at something that was called a troglodyte, and it was like a cave house, and he was going to work there, and he was really great at stone carvings and stone work, so that's why he was going to work there, and he was going to take one of the caravans. So the caravan obviously had to be hitched to the van, and then obviously the guy who was going on further in his travels would be dropped off at the train station, and then the host would take the other worker away to work at the cave house. So this is why Chris had told the guy going on further travel, look, really you need to catch this train, so you may be best suggesting, you know, hitch the van the night before so you're just basically ready to go. But he didn't take Chris's advice. So the next day, ready to get the van hitched, and we were told to move the caravan nearer to the red van that I spoke about before. So as me and another workaway was pushing it, the guy who was going on his onward travels obviously was getting a bit agitated, and he's shouting to us to hold the van, hold it, hold. And I said, I'm holding, I'm not shoving it anymore. And the guy who was beside me is going, I was shoving it. I think he was just trying to wind him up. So as we got the caravan nearer to the red van to hitch it up, it was then discovered that this certain caravan, it would not fit. So next came the dilemma, how are we going to get this caravan onto the van? Now there were another couple of caravans lying about, but they hadn't been cleaned. It was my job I'd been assigned a job a few weeks, or sorry, maybe a few days before, to get the caravan all gutted out and cleaned for it to be taken away to the cave house. So there was no way we could use any other of the caravans, but you kind of think, the host might have checked first before I started cleaning the van. Does it actually fit on the red van to be towed? But no, it's Castle Chaos we're talking about. There's no way we would do that. So then started the next dilemma, trying to get this hitched on to the red van. The guy who was travelling on obviously was getting more and more exasperated, And at one point he jumped up on the arm of the caravan and started jumping on it and tried to get it to fit on the van. Of course, the hosts were, screaming at him, stop it, you're going to break it. And he's like bouncing on it, trying to get it to fit. The next thing that was suggested, the male host had suggested that, Chris, go and get something and we'll cut a bit of the van off and we'll try and get it fixed. And the female host, or his partner, was like, no, we're not trying to grind anything off, or, It was just absolute mayhem. We did eventually get it to fit with a bit of sort of jiggery pokery, will we say, and we did manage. We were thinking, right, we will get this to fit. So we decided, instead of pushing the caravan to the red van, it should be better if the van is reversed more nearer to the caravan. So the guy who was going up to the cave house, he jumped in the van and he's reversing it back. And the guy who's going on his onward travels, he's guiding him and he's shouting, no, turn it the other way. No, turn it the other way. No, turn it the other way. The guy in the van is like, there is no other way to turn it. Of course, us that are not going anywhere, we are just finding this highly hysterical. It was just a typical day in the life at Castle Chaos. Anyway, they eventually did all get packed up in the van, and we said our hurried goodbyes, and it did turn out that the guy who was travelling onwards, he didn't get he did get the train, but not at the station that he was supposed to get it at. They had to drive him on to another station. And he did make it by the skin of his teeth. He messaged us later and he let us know that his travel plans, they ran smoothly after that. And the other guy did get to the cave house, albeit a little later than what he had thought. Afterwards, when we were talking to the hosts about it, we were all having a laugh about it in the days that followed. And one of the hosts said, yeah, that was his fault, the guy who was travelling onwards. And I'm like, how do you work that out? How can you actually say that was his fault? Anyway, as I said, we all had a laugh, and it just notched up another adventure at Castle Chaos. Thank you so much for watching. Massive shout out to my subscribers. Thank you so much. And if you haven't already subscribed, it would be awesome if you could. And if you're doing so, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any videos when they come out. It'd be great if you could give me a like and a share as well. I'm trying to get the channel noticed as much as possible. I also have a website, and I'll put a link in the description to the video. And if you would want to head over to the website, I've got some photographs of our travels in France and of the castle. Thank you once again. Stay safe, stay strong, and we'll chat soon. Bye.